Erik drops a fork by mistake, and the meal ends right then and there. The mean stepfather refuses to let the small accident go. He locks the door to give the boy tough love by hitting him across the back. His mother knows about the domestic violence, but she is too weak to stop it. She acts as an enabler, letting it happen because she thinks the pain will make her son behave. Erik is full of internal resentment, but he has to hide his anger. Finally, he is forced into a forced reconciliation where he must shake hands and play nice with the man who just beat him. The hitting at home happens every single day. His whole life is full of hurt, and that pain makes him want to hurt others. To let out his hidden anger, Erik starts picking fights with kids at school. Erik finally snaps and beats his friend until the boy can't move. The other students just stand there and watch it happen. Nobody tries to stop him because they are terrified of his scary reputation. Because of his short fuse, Erik gets into trouble constantly. After this last fight, the principal is finally done with him. He brings Erik to the office and kicks him out of school forever. The school refuses to put up with his bad behavior for one more second. Erik doesn't feel sorry or sad about leaving. To make sure he can finish school later, Erik's mom gets rid of some family paintings to save up money. She brings her friend Gunnar, who works as a lawyer, to meet with Erik. Gunnar hands over his contact info and tells the boy to reach out if things go wrong. Erik looks down at the paper without a word because he is so lost. Once they are by themselves, she tells him how upset she is about his school trouble. She then breaks the news that she already found him a different place to study. He is moving to a boys-only academy known as Stjärnsberg. She warns him that he has no more tries left after this. She wants him to focus and stop making the same mistakes. With a quiet nod, Erik vows to change his behavior. He gives his word that he will finish his degree and stay out of trouble. Erik shows up at the academy wearing a school suit and a very tight haircut. He shares a room with a boy named Pierre, who is known as the top student. They become friends right away because Pierre is a very nice person. When it gets dark, both boys hurry to the cafeteria for their evening meal. A boy called Johan approaches Erik to explain the local customs of the school. Here, how people treat you is based on how much money or power your family has. While they are talking, two boys from across the table, Otto and Alan, shout at the kid sitting beside Erik. The boy they are bothering is just a normal kid, but his bullies are the children of rich lords. Because they are from noble families, Otto and Elaine pick on the poorer kids like the boy sitting by Erik. These two can do whatever they want since their families have so much power that the school will never kick them out. And since they belong to the student council, they are allowed to give out punishments to the other students. After dinner, Pierre tries to tempt Erik into breaking the rules by having a secret cigarette. Even though Erik wants to keep his promise to his mom, the stress of the school eventually makes him give in. The next day, the student council tries to break Erik by forcing him into a scary initiation test. When he refuses to bow down to them, they take their anger out on poor Johan instead. Otto strikes Johan so hard that the boy is rushed to the hospital with a bloody head wound. That night, the bullies try a new way to humiliate Erik by ordering him to scrub their filthy shoes. Erik doesn't say a word. He just turns around and walks out, leaving the bullies fuming. While Dylan wants to attack right away, Otto stays calm, playing a slow and dangerous game. Pierre is terrified and begs Erik to just obey the council before something worse happens. Because Erik used to be a bully himself, he knows exactly how their minds work and refuses to be afraid. A simple bump in the hallway turns into a heated standoff when Dylan demands an apology that Erik refuses to give. This leads to a challenge for a fight at the school's battleground. Pierre and Johan lead him there and warn Erik that these rich kids never fight fair and will definitely bring a gang to jump him.
Jag fattar inte det här.
That night, Erik's pride screams at him to fight, but he chooses to stay in his room to protect his future. While he hides away, Otto stands in the dark and mocks him, calling him a cowardly rat, so the whole school can hear. The next morning, the principal watches as Otto holds a fake trial to punish Erik. Erik is sentenced to a month of hard labor, digging a deep trench in the dirt all by himself. While he works until his hands bleed, a kitchen worker named Maria begins to notice his quiet strength. Maria tells Erik that he has the same rebel heart as her brother, who never let anyone break his spirit. When she catches him smoking, she doesn't tell on him, she only warns him because she cares. In a moment of pure desperation, they break the school's most dangerous rule by sharing a secret kiss. They both know this love could get them destroyed, but in this cruel school, They are the only warmth each other has. Erik goes back to his house once the winter school break begins. His mom gives him a kind greeting, but his stepfather is not happy to see him at all. The man begins asking Erik a lot of tough questions about his bad behavior and his suspension from classes. Erik tells the truth and says he will not take orders from a rich student with a noble family. His stepfather laughs at this and says that anyone with royal blood should be treated like a king. Once the winter holidays are over, Erik finally goes back to the school. Instead of going to his room, he runs to find Maria because he missed her so much. They meet outside in the dark night, hugging each other tight and talking about how much they wanted to be together. As soon as Otto and Dylan find out Erik is back, they start dreaming up a nasty prank. Their idea is to drench the sleeping boy with a bucket of filthy shit water. The sneak attack goes exactly according to plan. A sudden splash of shit wakes the boys up, forcing them to start scrubbing the floor. Erik decides that an eye for an eye is the only way to handle this. Grabbing the leftover mud, he tiptoes into the enemy's room and kills the lamplights. He dumps the bucket of trash right on the sleeping bully's head. The following morning, Erik draws everyone's attention by talking in a booming voice while the whole school eats. Moving slowly between the tables, he puts on a show by sniffing the air as if searching for a foul scent. He stops right at the head of the table and yells the word "stink" directly at Otto. Because his ego is crushed in front of everyone, Otto loses his mind and begins beating Erik to a pulp. Erik lets the punches land without fighting back, determined to keep his sacred vow to his mother. Even with the violence happening right there, the principal and teachers just keep eating like everything is fine. Seeing the beating, Maria finally rushes in to demand that Otto quit hitting him. Otto and Dylan realize they can't break Erik's will, so they switch their focus to someone else. They decide to go after Pierre, the only person Erik truly cares about at the academy. During the lunch hour, Pierre ignores Otto's orders because he knows he hasn't done anything bad. Otto is a predator who never takes no for an answer. When school is out for the day, the bully challenges Pierre to a fight and warns him of a terrible fate if he hides. No one can find Erik anywhere while the fight is happening. Because the gang treated him like a toy, Pierre stays on the dirt, feeling totally ashamed. It is simply too late by the time Erik finally shows up. The damage is already done, and he cannot change what happened. After lifting Pierre up, Erik takes him to their room to clean his cuts and tells him to sleep. When the following night arrived, the school bullies grabbed Erik and tied him up in the park. Their cruelty knew no bounds as they drenched him with boiling water before dousing him in ice-cold liquid. They walked away, leaving him stuck there to shiver in the freezing air while still bound by ropes. Finding him alone, Maria cut him free and rushed him to her bedroom to bring his body temperature back up. Under the covers, the pair shared a deep and private connection during the quiet hours of the night. Worried that Pierre might be worse, Erik hurries back to their quarters the following day. To his shock, however, the beds are empty and nobody is there. Pierre has vanished without a trace. Since all his bags are missing, it is clear that he has quit the academy forever. Instead of a goodbye, Pierre leaves a short letter saying, "Sorry for running away so suddenly." Writing from the heart, Pierre calls Erik a true companion and begs him not to quit now. The note tells Erik to keep standing up to the bullies until the school is finally a fair place. After finishing the letter, Erik stands up with a new fire in his eyes. Without waiting another second, he marches into the dining hall to tell Dylan and Otto that it is time for a real fight in the arena. An hour later, Erik stands by himself to face Dylan and von Schenin, even though both boys are much larger than he is. Since they always hide behind their rich families, these two bullies don't actually know how to fight for themselves. Because Erik is a real street fighter, he drops both of them to the dirt with ease. Looking over at Otto, Erik gives him a scary warning that leaves the leader frozen in shock. He points at the head bully and lets him know that his turn to be beaten is coming up soon. Before finishing his business with Otto, he runs to the cafeteria to look for Maria. Another worker tells him the bad news, that Maria lost her job and has already vanished from the academy. The loss of Maria leaves Erik feeling just as wounded as when Pierre walked away. While another student is passing Erik a letter from Maria, one of Otto's spies sees the handoff and snitches. Otto leads his followers into Erik's quarters, ordering them to flip every piece of furniture to find that letter. Their search pays off when they finally uncover the hidden message among Erik's belongings. By reading the note, Otto learns the truth about the forbidden love between Erik and the kitchen worker. Because he wants Erik gone for good, the bully takes the evidence straight to the principal's office to get him expelled. The headmaster calls Erik in and kicks him out immediately for his secret relationship with Maria. Though he takes the news calmly, Erik begs for the return of the letter so he can keep his only memory of her. Denying the request, the principal sticks the paper into a desk drawer and turns the key. Erik now focuses all his anger on Otto, the person who caused so much misery at Stjärnsberg. Because his future is already ruined, the boy feels he has nothing left to lose. Deep in the forest, Otto is caught off guard when Erik suddenly appears. Aiming a thick branch at the bully, the boy tells him to get down on the ground immediately. Erik watches in shock as the terrified leader falls to his knees without putting up a fight. In a state of total panic, Otto tries to buy his safety by offering 10,000 Swedish kroner. No amount of money will change Erik's mind. When the branch is raised for a blow, Otto loses it, crying and screaming for mercy. He is so sick with terror that he actually throws up on the dirt. Gentle hands touch the bully's face as Erik promises not to take his life. Hurting people who are small and weak is Otto's way, but Erik refuses to be a monster. To pick up his belongings, Erik goes back to his room one last time. He suddenly remembers Gunnar, the attorney who once promised to help him. Without waiting another second, the boy dials the lawyer's number. Gunnar makes it to the academy in record time to support his friend. After hearing the full story, the lawyer joins Erik to face the principal and the staff who are busy having drinks. Erik makes a final plea to get Maria's letter back in his hands. At first, the headmaster refuses to listen to anything the boy says. Everything changes when Gunnar threatens to reveal the school's secret bullying and how they treat poor students unfairly. The headmaster has no choice but to follow Erik's orders and dissolve the student council. Thanks to the lawyer's help, Erik is able to stay at the academy and end the bully's mean rule. Time passes quietly for Erik until the day he finally finishes his studies and graduates. While his mom is thrilled with his hard work, the stepfather still complains about his bad behavior grades. When his stepfather gets ready to whip him again, Erik stands firmly in front of the door to block his exit. With a calm and scary voice, he tells the man that he is going to finish this once and for all. He then shuts the door, leaving just the two of them alone in the room where the beatings always happened. After he deals with the man, he kicks his stepfather out of the house and tells him never to return. A while later, Erik meets Pierre, who is getting ready to move away to Geneva for a new school. Before they go their separate ways, the two friends promise that they will see each other again in the future.